you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge the Lines Forever. Today I have a 3v3 ladder match here on the most amazing Neuroxis map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players, starting off with Team 1 here in the northwest, ending with Team 2 in the southeast, also known as Red Team and Blue Team. Let's go ahead and start off with Blue Team here in the west. We have the player of Joker with no E going first land as a UEF. He is a barely 1 point over a 1500 rating, and he'll probably go second air as well due to the fact he is in the rear a little bit. Again, he is UEF in Stitch Blue. In Royal Blue, we have the player of Herschel of Death. I think had shed. I think because of the, I feel like that's kind of German possibly because of the 2 R's. He's going first land, I could be wrong, as a Cybran. He is a little bit over the halfway mark between 1800 and 1900, but he is an 1869. He's going second air as we speak, and he is going as a Cybran. And last but not least, for Team 1 in Amethyst Purple, we have a Noble Ice going first land as another Cybran here for his team, and very similar situation to Add a Shadow of Death. He's a little bit over the midway point between 11 and 1200, and he is 1165 to be exact. So for Team 1 side of things, we have 2 Cybran and 1 UEF in the rear. No Aeon and no Seraphim for Team 1. Down here in the southeast, starting off with the Ruby Red player of Team 2, it is Funk. F-U-N-C. Sorry, F-U-N-K. Almost did it. Right there, going first land as a UEF. I'm looking at you, YouTube. It's not what you thought I said, YouTube. He is, sometimes that automation sometimes likes to think YouTubers and other stuff that said sounds like one word but isn't what. Anyway, he is a little bit over 1500. He's going second air as well, and again, he is a UEF in Ruby Red. To his north, as a Cybran, we have Kohler X with 2 X's PL going first land, second air as a Cybran. He is in Chevy Crimson, and he is dead in the middle between a 1500 and a 1600. And last but not least, in orange, the color orange, we have the one and only Aeon player of the game. It is Ferdin going first land, second land, third land, fourth land. Probably land all day for a while. He is pretty close to the middle between a 13 and a 1400, 1380. Actually, he is over the middle of the middle. Over the middle of the middle. He is almost a 1400 in that regard. And again, he is an Aeon in orange, the color orange. So for Team 2 side of things, we have 1 Aeon, 1 Cybran, 1 UEF. So no Seraphim in this game. Apologies to those who like to teleport in through portals or whatever nomenclature you want to use for the Seraphim faction. There is none of those present. Apologies to those lovely players. And, of course, we'll take a look at the reclaim. Currently still on the map here for both teams to scoop up. We have 19,000 reclaim. Probably was maybe even close to 20. That is a ton of mass to scoop up with three players in each team, 6 in total. That is over 3,000 reclaim per player if evenly distributed. That is a ton of reclaim. Lots of upgrades, lots of factories, lots of juicy units to throw at your opponent. And in terms of mass point layouts, we do have 3 up here to the north for both teams. I feel like one team is essentially going to own that. Lots of water, but no mechs is in the water. We do see in the south a nice little pond here, and Trimex points actually here, and here. There are no singles. They're all, thruples, I guess was what those would be called. The 3 people together. So lots of mass to scoop up. I wouldn't be surprised if these engineers get dropped off. Oh, no, they don't go here. That's kind of interesting. Want to get that early aggression. We do see a transport out from Team 1's player of Herschel of Death going into transport here. I think he has some... what are those? A couple... there's a Snoop on board. No, that's not a Snoop. It's a Mole. A Mole on board. It looks like a couple of... I don't think it's like a UEF unit. No, it's just hard to see. They are Cybran units. Let's see, 5 Mantis and 1 Mole for Intel. Very good mix of units there. Would have liked to see maybe 1 Medusa for taking out some of those structures, but that's not terrible for an early aggressive play at 5 minutes here from the highest rated player in the game of Herschel. Herschel. Erdshell. Anyway, trying to figure out how you would say that in German. And in terms of the other match points, a lot of it will be on both teams' respective, well, I don't know what you would call that, like landmass potato. Kind of looks like a potato. They both look like, it looks like a really weird, like, froggy potato thing. Those are the eyes. This is the mouth. This is like the face. Almost looks like Bowser a little bit. Anyway. And there is some mass points in the middle, but there's not a whole lot, and most of them have already been scooped up here at almost 6 minutes. Team 1 has an upgrade here for Noble Ice, going for gun, speed, and range, because he is a cybernetic commander. Would be surprised to see Huddersfield go for that as well. UEF commander should be going forward, but he's actually dropping back into the rear and establishing a nice naval facility. He wants to conquer the seas and get in all the way behind, which you can on this map. And these Mantis here against Team 2 have actually very much disrupted the build orders and engineers here for Funk. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that and just leave it at that. I said that like 4 times. Team 1 PD being established to try to, again, wade these units off. But there are a lot of T1 engineering energy storages. Very volatile. Very weak, too. But those look like one last Mantis is still online. A couple of Mech Marines trying to throw themselves at this Mantis. Maybe he'll get one more T1 Mechs, but I don't think it'll get very much after that, even if it gets that Mechs at all. Oh, no, it might get that Mechs. But there is a Spirit in range trying to take out that Mantis. Mantis is falling actually pretty slowly, but nope, gets taken out anyways. Team 2 has 2 players in the middle. Realistically, Team 1 has 2 players. It does look like the third player is going to move forward, so all 3 players are in for Team 1 going to push the land. I wouldn't be surprised to see Funk, yet he is moving north as well. So again, a 3v3 comp scenario is on the cards here in this game. Team 1 is leading the naval side of things. Team 2 hasn't even invested in that sort of thing. They do have this upper plateau section in the southwest, but I mean, all these, T1 units, these frigates, and eventually these subs at some point will be able to lock down the air, lock down the, outlying mexes and structures here for Team 2. So very risky play to not go into Navy. They can recover, of course. Okay, excuse me. Team 2 has gone into Navy. They've just gone into Navy into a self-contained pond and not the outer pond. So not the best scenario to be in, but it's better than nothing. It does look like there was another drop here from Team 1. Not really going to get that much work done like the other one did. Unfortunately, we already have Aurora inbound as well as some flares to come in and deal with these incoming units. Gun range going down here for Ferdin. He already has the speed upgrade. We have Coralex has nothing. We do see Noble Ice with a stealth and gun. Maybe he'll get Nano. I wouldn't be surprised if he does not. I would be surprised if he does not go for Nano. His Cybern, that is kind of the typical build order for those upgrades. Burden says energy fast. Maybe he'll go for, yeah, I was going to say, watch him go for advanced range, and that's probably why he needs the energy. In terms of that, he has none and is stalling severely. Needs some energy there. Probably should have got a T2 Mechs before you went for advanced range. You could do regular range perfectly fine, but for advanced range, because it costs so much compared to the other, regular range upgrade, you just need the other. And he cancels it anyway, so wasting all that master and energy, mainly the energy. The hydrocarbon is on the front lines and will be taken out essentially very quickly by this gun comm of Noble Ice. I always think of Noble from the Halo Reach video game, like Noble 1 or Noble 6. That's kind of what I default to whenever I see Noble as the first word in somebody's name. But we do see gun damage and range going down here for Team 2's player of Funk with the UEF version. Instead of the speed and range, it's a damage and range. And we see, of course, Ferdinand going after Noble Ice, but it does look like Ferdinand is losing hit points a lot quicker than Noble is. He does not have veterancy yet. He's really close though, almost at 800 out of 1,000 versus Ferdinand's 200. If they were combined, that'd be enough. Overcharge goes in, takes out a nice chunk of hit points, and Ferdinand will have to retreat. And we do see Noble trying to stay in range, but every time he stops moving, gives Ferdinand enough time. But Ferdinand is not retreating, and these T1 units of the Aurora are going to come in and deal with that gun comm of the Cybern variety. All of these Aurora are in range. We do see a couple of AA guns that can attack ground units, not accurately, but, you know, again, something's better than nothing. Burden's going to come in from behind and assist with that, but unfortunately these units are surrounding the comm. Again, the Aurora are designed for long-range engagements, with longer range, and a lot of them are going to be chewed up. I do apologize if you can't really see the orange because of the environment, but we will, those that have difficulty, including myself, will have to make do with another transport coming in here from Team 1's player of Death, or Herschel of Death, taking out engineers, going after T2 Mechs. We do now see some Medusa in there as well. Love to see the inclusion of those units. Those not anti-artillery, but artillery in general. There is a T2 Blaze here. They're going to chew through a decent amount of these units, but would like to see this focused on the Medusa first to take out the anti-structure damage first, just because they do more damage against structures. But T2 Mechs is gone. Another T2 Mechs is gone. Probably, honestly, could have shaved that T2 Mechs had he gone after the Medusa first. Probably. Not entirely known for sure, but probably. Burden is still on the front lines defending against now Herschel of Death. We do see the comm of Noble Ice has retreated. Very smart. We don't see Joker moving into assist, but he has already had T2 cruisers online with these Governor classes. Oh, very deadly here. We do see a couple of players running around here for Team 2's Ferdinand trying to get those T1 Mexes, but they're going to be wiped out very quickly. T2 facility also has been established here for Herschel of Death. Both of the blue players, the actual blue color, have gone for at least T2 Navy, and one has gone T2 Air, is going T3 Land Air as we speak. T3 Air has been completed for Team 2's Funk, and he needs to use this super aggressively because they really don't have any advantage in the naval side of things. They can't really build facilities because there's already units kind of just blockading them. They have some facility down south here, but it's very limited. They can go after, you know, outlying mexes and that sort of thing. I would like to see this be more of a UEF so they can go T2 Cruiser and go that route, just like Team 1 is doing, but maybe we'll see. I feel like the UEF player is a little bit busy going with air, which, I mean, I don't blame him. His position is air, and he should be focusing on air, but he is starting to lose in other theaters of war here in 12.5 minutes. Team 2 has gained not really any territory, a little bit here, but losing most of it. Team 1 holds the middle, but, I mean, you know, again, 12.5 minutes, almost 13 minutes here. Both teams are kind of just hanging out, kind of just ecoing up. We can actually take a look at that right now. Team 2 is actually in the lead with mass per second at almost 250 versus 214. That's due in part to a little bit of the rating going down here in the northeast, and of course Team 2's Bunk grabbing the other plateau position. We do see a lot of Mantis trying to kill a little AA gun, this little archer. All these Mantis. Oh, maybe. Oh, it's taking some damage. Oh, they went to... oh, no, he's dead. Okay, they brought in a Medusa. But just kind of hanging out on that ridge line, just drawing a lot of incoming fire. Here come the cruisers in the east, supported by a destroyer. I don't think the Salem can walk on to the land essentially anywhere here. The only position they can really walk on land to is, I mean, here, but that only gets you so far. Even if you built it down here, it wouldn't get you that much. So it does look like both teams' main bases are, you know, on a higher plane as it would be, and no Salems can cross up. They can't just like, oh, I'm just going to hike up that. Nah, it doesn't work that way. But these cruisers are going to do a decent amount of damage. There are a couple of zappers nearby, but they are getting through some of the defenses. You know, we see some hits every once in a while. That T2 Mechs will die here pretty soon. Team 2 needs to defend with a lot more TMD. We see a lot more exposed facilities that can easily be taken out. A couple of... something going on over here down... oh, it looks like that's T2 Blazes possibly. Mostly going after those Thunder-class frigates. There are a couple of interceptors on a intercept course. I don't think they'll get there in time. Those units will drop, go after that unit immediately. Transport will be killed off, but the mission is done. The units have been transported. We do see Team 2 now pushing against Team 1 in the middle with the assistance of Funk. He has Nano and gun, 50 hit points a second, 13,000 hit points and some change on that chassis. Has some veterancy, but not enough for a 1-star. Burden does have 1-star. And where's the comm? Oh, yeah, Colorex is back here. No veterancy, no nothing. But he is in the main base, probably working on some sort of project. He has gone T3 Air as well. So 2 players on Team 1 have gone for T2 Navy, possibly T3 maybe shortly. And 2 players on Team 2 have gone T3 Air. So that does give the advantage to Team 2 in the air. It does give the advantage to Team 1 in the naval side of things. And with a couple of T2 Tort bombers, they can easily take out a lot of these cruisers. They just need the time to do so. We have some Team 1 Aurora running away from a cruiser that's firing on them. Those blazes look like they've been dealt with, and now those bombers are going after the cruisers. They should be going after the cruisers. There they go. Dropping those torpedoes inbound. Hits some directly. Needs another pass to kill off that one. Let's see, in the middle, a huge force by Ferdin being supported by the comm of Funk. His ASF are running around over top to provide some nice air coverage. Herschel is going to have to retreat here. 16 minutes in this game. I don't know if he's in danger. There is a lot of T2AA. There's a lot of T1 BPD being established and spammed up here. Blazes are inbound, running over. We have a lot of Aurora in this mix as well, but a lot of these units have... What is this? What? You guys stuck? Hello? You guys stuck in there? They're like, I want to help, but I can't arc my shots. There's an Aurora now in that mix. That's really funny. That attack does not really work out for Team 2. Gets petered out very quickly. Herschel does retreat a little bit. We see laser being established for Noble Ice. I think that's a little too early, especially in a 3v3 game where all APM, like any little bit of APM counts here. We do see T2 cruisers in the form of, yep, there it is, T2 UEF structure built most likely by either, of course, the air player or the secondary air player of Corlex. You probably got a gifted engineer or that sort of thing. T2 Tort bombers going after those cruisers. They are not going to last very long, especially being on the shores of Team 2's facilities. We do see a couple more cruisers out from Team 1's Joker, but those are going to be the next targets and will not last very long either. And again, not a lot of investment into T3, and they're kind of just hanging out, so maybe focusing on air. At least Joker is for the time being. Does look like he's just going to build some ASF and spy planes, very much the usual. It does look like the artillery trying to target the main base here for Funk. It's mainly just the missiles. It does look like the artillery off of the Salem can't really get over this ridge line, but most of the shots do end up not really going anywhere. Couple of whalers now being called forth. We see a lot of T1 naval facilities being established here in the east by Ferdin. And 1, way too far forward. 2, there's a sub right there taking out the said facility. And 3, you still haven't dealt with everything down here. These units are now going to at least fall back a little bit. A couple more Storks are being built up, and with this amount, that should be 1 pass, kill that cruiser very easily. Team 2 exerting their pressure, but in the middle, we have the comm of Funk pushed way too far forward. Don't know if I knew that was risky, but we are dead anyways. Well, you're not dead. This game lasts over an hour, so definitely not dead one way or the other. But yeah, I don't know why he tried to engage. There's PD in the base. There's the comm. That made no sense to me why he went for it. Lots of T3 units on the front lines here for Team 1's Herschel of death. A lot of pricks. Don't see any loyalists, which is kind of surprising. He just skipped the loyalist phase, went straight to pricks. And cruisers are now going to start being a very annoying sight here for Team 1, paying back the incursion and annoyance that they have suffered. These Storks still not doing anything. Dano has been finished here for Corlex, and he has Torpedo. Do not tell me you're going to do what I think you're going to do. And he is going to do what I think he's going to do. He's going to get on that transport, fly into the ocean, drop down, and just take out all the boats. Which, in theory, is a good idea. Long-term plan, not that great of an idea. They're taking out the Salem, which has torpedo capabilities on board. You would think they would just go after the cruiser that's right there shooting at them. But, I'm not the one playing. I'm the one casting. So, what does that tell you? This destroyer is being chewed through pretty quickly, though. A couple more bombing runs. Actually, well, I think one more bombing run and that'll be it. If the ASF for Team 1 were nearby, that comm would be dead. The Salem is destroyed, and now he's going to chase after that cruiser in the east. First facility for Team 2's Verdun has been destroyed, and now the engineers have reclaimed the sub and now producing more engineers. You need more subs, and you just need more subs. T1 Aurora swarming a T2 Governor. It's on 2 veterancy and is being chased down. 12 hit points a second, better than 0 a second. Those look like the western base here, fire base at least. Fort Herschel has been destroyed. Looks like there's one T1 Mechs, and that is about it. Lots of cruisers in the water here. Going to be very, very annoying. And I wouldn't be surprised to see an exclusion zone in the middle created by Team 2. Kind of nice buffer zone for them to be able to work and eco up without any, relatively any issue. Both players on Team 2 remaining are above 150 mass. We have Corlex at 250 due to the, of course, the added bonus from Funk's old base. Team 1's Herschel still has a way to go for 100 mass at least, but Team 2 is driving the game forward with mass per second at 21 minutes in this game. Let me know down in the comments, who do you think is going to currently win? Team 1 with 3 comms left, Team 2 at 2 comms left, Team 2 in the driver's seat for mass per second, and Team 2 also the most massacred at 280, almost 290,000. You can hit that sub button, hit that like button, show this video to your friends, your family, your dog, your cat, your chicken, your rooster, your ant collection, your ant farm, whoever it may be. Share it with them. Definitely appreciate the far and wide spreading that the videos are starting to get. Definitely appreciate it from every one of you. I will speed it up a little bit, I think, because at 21 minutes, there's really not a whole lot going on. A couple of Aurora being shot at by that cruiser. Need to move those Aurora still. There they go. Not a huge issue. We see another sub got reclaimed by engineers. That is very, very funny to watch. And it has given Team 2 some breathing room to be able to establish their own naval facilities. And now we see T2 sub killers on the cards here. These Barracudas. 4 Corlex. And don't know why they're called sub killers instead of sub hunters. Everyone else is called sub hunters. I don't know why. We see a couple of bricks now popping into the water, going after those cruisers. There's not really a lot of protection against torpedoes, and so these cruisers will be forced back. It does look like a lot of zappers were built up to defend this base. They're going after, I think, the T3 land headquarters, or at least maybe that was the main target. Lots and lots of zappers, lots and lots of AA being established in these bases. And Team 2 needs to have a response to these bricks, and I think the best thing would be to just build some subs, but no one's doing that. Corlex isn't doing that, so kind of need to get on that. Used to have some tort bombers here, but some anti-air. I guess it is anti-air. Some interceptors are nearby. The bricks are a nice counter to the cruisers alone because the cruisers can't really fight back. Well, they can't fight back. So it is a really good counter, but unfortunately, unless you have some support from some AA, tort bombers can come in. I like how the Continental is just shooting at the Storks and almost managed to kill one of them. Continental is pretty chunky. It has 4,500 health and 3,000 shield, so 7,500 hit points in total. Very, very chunky transport. Now the bricks are on the land, which is the worst place for them to be, because now the missiles are raining in, and those bricks are dying very quickly, and they can't move. They can't go up, because they're going to be stuck. There's a Stork that got killed off. That's got to hurt. Team 2 is now pressuring with their Barracudas in the east, forcing back those units, and are going after the main facility here. T3 Navy has been established in the rear here for Team 1's Joker. It is a Neptune class, very, very useful with taking out T2 and T1 units. We have some whalers nearby as well. Team 2 exerting their pressure in the air. Team 1 doesn't really have a lot to do to really counter this. We do see 2 comms hiding in the same shield. Joker in between 2 P-gens. Definitely not the place you want to be. Looking has now been finished here for Noble Ice. He's getting on it. We have a radar jamming unit. I forget what those are called for the land ones. And the comm is going somewhere. We have strap bombers kind of engaging. Looks like the bomb was dropped over here to the west, taking out some of those zappers. They'll see the comm, and the transport will go, wait a second. That's a strat bomb. That is not an ASF. We have some ASFs intercepting that strat bomber. We have some ASF coverage here for Team 1, but I think the strat bombers are going after the defenses. Definitely was the play here, and it does look like they are leaking missiles as we speak. Hopefully Team 1 is paying attention to the ASF for Team 2 because they're getting very close. It does look like Team 2 is keeping a healthy distance. They kind of know where he is, but they kind of don't. So we'll see what does Team 1 see. They do see where the ASFs are. They got to be very, very careful of this. If this force comes south, that is it for him. It's going to come in south. Oh, it's not going to go good. That comm on that transport. And once the transport is dead, he's essentially stuck there until he can get back. Oh, but the ASFs aren't coming back. This could be a great move here by Team 1's Noble Ice. Will this transport work? He will probably eventually die, most likely. Well, hold on. Pings go down. There's a threat inbound here, most likely pinged by Team 2. He's going after the air grid in the rear for the UEF variety. Oh, here he comes. He's going to teleport in. Or pseudo-teleport. Transport in. There goes. The shield is going down. Pigeon is the main target. Actually going after engineers. Now the Pigeon's the main target. Building some Team 1 PD takes out a huge amount of engineers and going after that T3 air facility. Team 2 doesn't really have any response to this. That comm essentially might just be a throwaway at this point because he's not getting back. The transport is nearby. I don't think he's going to get out of dodge. ASFs are swarming him now. Transport is getting nowhere. The Pigeons are down for this facility, now taking out some defenses now. You should just keep going north for that SMD for the other T3 air facility. At this point, it's a suicide play. Get what you can. Taking out some E-storages, they're pinging the T3 air headquarters. Definitely what you want to grab. Get some nice air for your teammate to help take out the enemy air. Oh, the Pigeon is down. If you get the SMD and the T3 headquarters, that would definitely be the way to go. Does look like he is spotted. We can check to Team 2. They can see him. I think there's a radar or something there, but yeah, there's an Omni, so they can definitely see him. Taking out the Pigeon. Oh, taking out the other Pigeon. Take out the facility as well. Oh, they're going after they took out the Omni as well, but they can still see him. Took out another Pigeon, but that is a kill here for Team 2 at 28 minutes and 58 seconds in this game. It's now a 2v2 scenario. That was a great drop here by Team 1. Noble Ice sacrifices himself, takes out a nice facility in the south, and almost takes out the main facility here in the middle here for Corlex. T3 air facility still online, but severely reduced in capability in terms of production and the whatnot. Does go to show that having backup radars is very important. This one was taken out. It was spotting the comm, and now this one was up there also spotting the comm. SMD was actually planned. Good job by Ferdin being like, if that goes down, I need to build one very quickly, and he was doing that as that was happening. So good job on Ferdin noticing that. In the north, we see an attack kind of moving forward. Not really given the full go-ahead, but, it's in that direction. I don't see any nukes for Team 1. Did they feel like there were nukes on the cards? I don't see anything. They could go naval nukes. That could be an idea. The Neptune here going to cause some very annoying things here for Team 2's Navy. We see a Summit and a Neptune. Good to see that mix of T3 units as well. A couple of destroyers will not last that long, unfortunately, here. Rearguard naval facility isn't really doing anything as well, so Team 2 needs to, ratchet up their naval production because this fleet is very dangerous, especially with the cannons on the Summit dealing massive amounts of damage to the everything. Bunch of spirits are being spammed up and using for cannon fodder and target practice here for those UEF units coming out from Joker. The main focus is just to tax the enemy units. They're not necessarily there to take them out. They're just to annoy them. It does look like the missiles are becoming less and less effective here against Team 1. You can see the range on these missiles. They can go to the yellow line. Is it the yellow or is it the... No, it should be the yellow. They're not being super microed, so I feel like if they were microed a tiny bit more, they'd be more effective, of course, as most things usually are. But Corlex is busy doing a bunch of other things, which I don't blame him. We have a couple of gunships on the water surface, not the best place to be, and we have a couple of Salems trying to be used as a second line of defense. That Neptune will just chew through those Salems very quickly. Team 2 has no response to this, and they will lose the frontline facility for Ferdin. They are winning the land game for now, but again, that's a for now thing. We see Team 2 at 860 mass. Even with everything that was lost down south, Team 2 is still, by and large, winning the mass game here at 31 minutes, 32 minutes in this game. Team 1 is focusing more on aggressive plays in the east and, of course, in the transport of the comm directly. Very two different strategies, more kind of playing for the long game, one playing for more of the shorter long game. And now I think that Neptune got taken out by just a lot of forces here for Team 2's pseudo units coming out from the Spirits and a couple of other frigates and destroyers. But now the last things remaining are a couple of these Coopers, which no, they can be targeted. They're in the water, but the Spirits cannot be because the Spirits have hover tech, which means they are not in the water technically. So torpedoes don't work against float. Sorry, not float, hover. They float in the water, and they also hover over the water. Western base here for Herschel still perfectly fine. You know, a couple of a lot of TMD is dealing with all the missiles. At this point, I think artillery fire from some galaxies would be best. A lot of T2 engineers being called forth for some purpose. Looks like they're going over here. A nice artillery base would be very interesting, being able to target that frontline facility there. And again, Team 2 is holding off the naval threat. There's still that summit they have to deal with, but T1 frigates are being thrown out, as well as a bunch of Spirits. Looks like most of their facilities have either been destroyed or just decommissioned. T2 Naval Headquarters is being targeted by that summit, and it is not lasting very long. Even some cruisers are targeting it as well. And that thing is going to go up in smoke. Assists are going down heavily to keep that thing online. I don't think it's going to stay online for very much longer. A couple of destroyers in the rear here for Team 2 for protection. They have gone T3 Naval Tech in the rear here for Team 2's Corlex. Maybe that will be enough and they can get a couple of galaxies out, but for now, Team 1 is winning that naval game pretty much by and large, and now they're starting to win the land game. Not so much. I'm like, oh, they should be fine. They're at nope. With the giant one-eyed Colossus looking thing running around with its eye laser. Definitely not the sight that Team 1 wants to see. We do see the longer range crab variety here from the Cybran faction. So we'll be able to outrange the Colossus, but still it is going to be a rough engagement here. Lots of different units and makeups here for both teams. Lots of AA and shields. And I thought I saw some sniper bots. Yeah, a couple of sniper bots in that mix versus a lot of bricks, a lot of T1 AA Sky Slammers, and a Colossus, a Megalith. So not really the best scenario. The Colossus grabbing a couple of those bricks, and it is focusing down that Megalith. The Harbingers are coming in. I wish there were more Harbingers in this mix. This Colossus will die very quickly to that brick. Oh, that brick. See, this is where having a chicken would be nice, because you just run it in and kill most things. There goes that Colossus. It is down. Looks like there was a brick that was grabbed. It's not going to move out of range. There it goes. It is taken out, unfortunately, here at 35 minutes in this game. Team 1 still pressuring that naval advantage, and now they're starting to get into the main coastline territory. Not really good beach territory because it's all cliff. There's some good beaches over here, but yeah, they're being occupied, at least in terms of Team 2's minds, being occupied by their opponents. Still, more cruisers are being thrown here. Not that many, but it has locked out air on this western side. Has given enough time for Team 2 to build up some sort of air force. They don't have a lot, but some is better than none. So they'll take that any day of the week. They're probably building not Colossus galaxies in the rear. Yes, they are. In terms of mass per second, Team 2 at 1.1K versus 700 and almost 800 here for Team 1. So 300 mass differential in favor of Team 2. 35 minutes in this game. And now the land push is occurring once again, this time in favoring of Team 1, but without that Megalith. Megalith, which is going after the cruisers, actually not a bad play, standing on the edge like that. Come and get me. You can't hit me. I am the victor. I have the high ground. That's very, very fitting. Just sitting there being like, ha! I am the winner. We do see an experimental. It's probably a crab here for Team 2 as well. So now a Colossus and a crab versus one crab definitely will favor the two experimentals via one. Or not via one. One galaxy has been built up. Looks like more T1 engineers are being thrown for support. We're spamming those things out. Couple of more destroyers for defense. Looks like a couple destroyers were already thrown. Didn't really get very far. That's the word. For me, it's a Friday. For everyone watching, it's a Saturday. Words are hard. You know, last day of work, that sort of thing. Kind of my brain's kind of just fried a little bit. So I apologize for the fumbling over my words, and I appreciate the patience with which you still watch the video, even though my words are, just all nonsense. T2 artillery now starting to line the coastline. A lot of miasmas, of course, they are the Aeon variety. They have those nasty little lingering effects that just chew through hit points. They just gobble them up just like a E3 emissary, which, same kind of design and function and that sort of thing. But I feel like it's a good time to maybe just speed it up to 3 a little bit. It's kind of dulled down in terms of most of the action. There is a now land engagement in the middle. It will slow it back down. Of course, when I slow it down is when it needs to be, or speed it up is when it needs to be slowed down. I do like this use of some shields to help stave off some incoming hit point damages. There are some missiles raining in from the coastline though, and they're going after defensive emplacements and the experimentals themselves. The Colossus is down. The supporting units are nowhere nearby, and now 2v1 crab with a bunch of brick support. Definitely going to favor Team 1. Definitely a mistake by Team 2. This is why I feel like having the land player control everything is better than just kind of giving it to whoever, or keeping it to whoever built it. All these units will die off, so Team 1 will win that engagement. And I feel like a nice solid push will occur in the middle just as the east is starting to collapse. There's a fat boy being shot at by a lot of missiles, so it's got to keep moving, but it is being able to take out some boats. Not a lot of boats, but some boat, and some boat is better than no boat, and lot boat is better than some boat. Let's see. In the east, we do have that galaxy moving more northward, is having a problem with navigating because there's just a bunch of facilities here. Maybe that's by design, maybe that's not, just to slow down the enemy forces inbound, kind of just blocking the pathing for that eastern side. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, I don't know. There's not really a whole lot of forces here. But as the cruisers come closer and closer to the mainland, the artillery opens up and starts taking them out. They need to keep moving or they will be very much wiped off the face of the earth. Unfortunately, there's no volcanoes nearby, so the missiles just get free reign onto that artillery. We do see in the middle 3 crabs are now walking towards the middle of the map. There is a Colossus that was under construction. That is definitely not going to finish. Team 2, do they have a response to this? They have 2 fat boys. Both of them need to move northwestward to intercept the crabs that are inbound. We do see an emissary now coming online here for Ferdin. That will be very, very nice to have. They can start taking out some not outlying mexes, but at least some backline infrastructure. Another crab coming off the assembly line. Now a monkey going to be built as well. I don't see any sort of nukes. Well, nope, that's a shield. I don't see, no nukes, no artillery, no game raiders, no nothing here at 40 minutes for Team 1. It does make you wonder why it goes for almost an hour and a half. But we have 1 crab, 2 fat boys pushing to the middle, going to try to intercept those crabs as well. There's a monkey now being established. The crab going to come right after that. Team 2 needs defenses. Those missiles are really forcing that megalith back. Now it's going to be a 2v1 scenario with additional fat boy support. Those ASFs are just going to die to absolutely no reason. To absolutely no reason. Die for absolutely no reason. Because the Yeah, but the crab, I mean, yeah, you want to take out the bricks. I do understand that, but that's what the Fat Boy's for. You want to take out the bigger ticket items. All the ASF but 4 die. It's going to hurt. Now a Monkey Lord is on the cards here. Now they're going to spam up that Fat Boy and Crab. Team 2 is still suffering in that, form of build power. They have more mass. They just can't funnel it into what they need to because they have a bunch of other projects going on at the same time. Now the Fat Boys are the only line of defense. Megalith falling back to his main base. We do see a 4-star Crab, 154,000 hit points. Gonna cross into the 5-star. There it is, 165,000. A Monkey Lord ripping through those bricks. Pigeon's going down, severely reducing the hit points on that monkey, and now the monkey gonna target the Crab directly, but gonna die anyways. And there's 2 Fat Boys for defense. A line of T1 E-Storage is just getting vaporized there. And now the emissary is under threat. Ferdin is retreating. He has heavy shield, so the 25,000 hit points versus the 8,000 hit point capacity. In the east, it does look like Team 2 is able to push back Team 1 in the naval side of things. But look at the hole in the middle of this map. Look at it. Look at the giant hole. Team 1 owns, air quotes, essentially all of it. Those crabs have now started to die off. First one has died. The second one died off earlier on. The third one is in range of Ferdin. His shield is down. I don't think he has eco or energy. Yep, it is down. Ferdin's going to die here at 42 minutes. One more shot will do it. Oh, sorry, 2 more shots, but there he goes. He is done and dusted. Fat Boys sticking up against that Megalith, and now with the monkey coming on to defend, it essentially will be that Monkey Lord moving. Oh, you got there. No, don't go that way. There you go. Got to turn around. There you go. These are opening up into the side of that Megalith, and there he goes. Almost gets a PGen. 40-something hit points left. Very, very close there. And now it is a 2v1 in favor of Team 1 here at 43 minutes in this game. I'm going to speed it back up to probably about 3. We see again a naval engagement coming on the cards here. Only a couple of Coopers, shield boats, and Summit. That's realistically it. Facing off against a bunch of sub killers. These Barracudas, some cruisers, some destroyers. They're all T2. They're not T3, but just the amount of firepower ripping through that Summit. Now you can imagine that at 0 speed, how fast they're ripping through that thing. Look at it, kaboom, takes that ship out. We have a bunch of T1 spam with another Summit inbound, but that is not going to go anywhere. Frigates can't attack anything except those that are floating above the surface of the water, not underneath the surface of the water. So all of these subs will just rip through those frigates, and now it'll just be open season on to that Summit in the northeast. We do have a nice encroachment of some gunships here from Team 1's Joker. There's not really a lot of ASFs or AA to really speak of, and now they're going to get full range of all of this T3 mechs. There are some cruisers brought back to defend against these, and they are trying to do their best to target those gunships. I think most of them are gone now. There's only really a few left. I think there's like a half a wing, even a squadron. How many will make it to the main base? That one dies. Oh, that one dies. One broadsword makes it to the rear. That is it. All those transports getting wiped out. We have some bouncers here in the main base here for Team 2's Polarex, the last remaining player, and then a couple of ASFs come and kill that broadsword off. There are more broadswords inbound, but they don't have AA support in terms of anti-air support or ASF support, and they're gonna die to well, if these ASF don't move, they'll die. But squadron of broadswords are moving around here. ASFs aren't moving in to intercept. The bouncers are to help clog this anti-air gap. You're going to be not you're going to be, but Polarex is going to spam a whole bunch of T3 anti-air sites to be able to deal with that hole in his defenses, even probably over here and over here. One cruiser on the front lines. All of them did retreat to deal with this, and now we have 3 Monkey Lords and 2 Crabs in the middle for Team 1. They could probably, I don't know if they can win the game, but they could really do a number on Team 2. We do see 1 Monkey, 3 Fat Boys kind of just hanging out over here in the east. 5 planes getting a nice air scouts, not spy planes, but essentially the same thing. Not essentially the same. Anyway, the T1 version of a spy plane. Nothing in the rear, though. I'm going to speed it back up to 3. I feel like, there's... the game does last an hour, almost an hour and a half. But I just feel like, Team 1 has a huge opportunity to just crank out an experimental game ender. Same thing for Team 2, but, now Team 2 is down a significant amount of mass. Now they're down to about 600 mass a second versus 800, almost 900. The attack is inbound, and we'll wait for it to get even closer. But with 3 Fat Boys on defense, a Crab, and a Monkey, that's going to be very difficult to deal with that. Those Monkeys are going to be the primary target first, and then after that, the Crabs. The Crab is moving a little bit into the west. The Crab stops moving, and all those missiles get a ton of damage on it. Almost 10,000 hit points. There's another Crab inbound. The Fat Boys need to keep moving. They need to stay out of range. The Fat Boys cannot push the advantage, because if they do, the Crabs will come into range and take them out. I'm going to slow it back down so we can see it at real time or real speed. We do see that Crab just being able to take out more and more boats, but more and more boats are being built by this facility. They are not stopping. Again, surprised to not see any summits. Now is going T3, but ASF's coming in to assist the air game, but there are some strat bombers in behind them. They're going after those Fat Boys. That's a lot of AA coverage to essentially fly through. A lot of T3 mobile units, a lot of T2 cruisers nearby, a lot of T2 ascendants as well, that flak artillery. It's a good thing that Joker returned those to base, because they would have died for, I wouldn't say nothing, but essentially nothing. Huge wave of T2 Storks are inbound to the east, assisting them broadswords. There are a lot of AA coverage here, a lot of cruisers. And they will probably target the cruisers first, these air forces. I want to watch this fight just for a second. I do know there's an air engagement coming on here pretty soon, and those gunships are going to be chewed kind of almost outright, but a lot of the Storks are going after the destroyers. Definitely a missed opportunity there. Could have gone after the cruisers. But it does look like those cruisers are dealing with those broadswords. And the Fat Boys have retreated. The Monkey Lords have engaged one another. 2 Monkey Lords are down. Crab is engaged in the Monkey Lord as well. Monkey Lord for Team 2 is down. Monkey Lords for Team 1 are officially down. There's 1 Fat Boy down, 2 more left on the cards here. 2 Crabs severely wounded, decently wounded, and perfectly fine. But against 1 Crab for Team 2, definitely not the case they want to be in. But this Crab will be able to take out one of its former brethren. This one will die. Give him a nice rank in veterancy. Be able to stave off some more incoming damage. Fat Boy is now focusing the Western Crab, while the Northern Crab moves in to try to kill off the Fat Boy. The Crab dies off, and the Crab is now in range of the Fat Boy. Fat Boy needs to keep moving. The Crab will it move to catch up with it. Oh, it's turning around. Oh, there it is. It's going to catch up. That Fat Boy will die. It's going to be... No, it will die. It straight up will die. So now Team 2's Colorex is left with 1 Fat Boy and 1 Crab. That is a ton of mass. Team 1 already has some engineers running around to scoop up mass, but in terms of mass currently on the map, 300,000. Not 30,000, not 3,000, 300,000. And essentially 100,000 of it, at least 100,000 of it, sitting right here, essentially at the doorstep of Team 2. That is a deadly amount of mass. We even see some incursions from those bricks earlier from the north. Those look like the artillery from those ships are being able to deal with most of the bricks. It does take them a minute to lock on to targets. But if Team 2 doesn't funnel this mass into experimental artillery, the Scathers or the Mavor or Nukes or something, definitely a missed opportunity. There's so much mass. And Team 1 trying to get in some engineers, but just can't get nearby due to the horde of governors that are just raining down, military might in the form of those missiles. Oh, it's not good for these bricks. They've done a decent amount of damage on this eastern side, though, to take out a couple more of those mexes, unless those mexes were destroyed from earlier. But they're not going to last very long. Targeting the Fat Boy under construction. Again, lots of mass to scoop up more engineers, like 10, 20 times the engineers need to come up. We do see another Crab moving in. We do see another crab back there. We'd like to see both of them move in tandem. There's another crab coming off the assembly line in the rear. There is a mavor under construction, so the team that dumped all of the mass onto Team 2 is the one building the mavor. Very flip-flopped here. Team 2's Corlex should be building that. Wait, was that an Ascendant or Skyboxer? I think that was a Skyboxer. Can't tell now because it's dead. That thing is DED. I can't. Okay, you can stop firing. He's dead. Jeez. Yeah, there's no mass anymore. Yep, he's no longer existing. Maybe it was a deceiver is maybe what it was. It does look like Team 2 trying to scoop up and try to solidify that mass grab. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dead monkeys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dead crabs, and 2 fat boys. That is a lot of mass, and I don't think he's grabbing as much as he probably could. You know, still trailing in the mass game in terms of generated per second. In terms of a reclaim, Team 1 actually more than doubled out of Team 2. That number will probably change very quickly if he gets those engineers on the front line. I get you want to build, you know, Colossus and crabs and fat boys and monkey lords and all that stuff, but the engineer, the reclaim is so important right now. If he doesn't know about the mavor, which is almost about halfway done, that is definitely he know. Oh no, you can see it. No, you can definitely see that. So if he doesn't notice that, if his teammates who are dead aren't really paying attention, that is definitely a missed opportunity. Team 1 is building a lot of defenses. Would like to see even more shields. Yep. Okay, you don't need this one. This one you don't need. You can put a PJ in here. This shield there, and probably at least shield a second ring of shields. Maybe even a third ring, maybe T2 shields to cover the emitters for T3 when they go down. Corlex could be pushing the the naval advantage. Couple of summits. Well, I guess there's 4 summits to be fair versus 2 galaxies. Not the best in terms of engagements. We have a bunch of engineers coming for the reclaim. Team 1 trying to get as much mass as they can out of the ground or the map or the water. Trying to clean up the oceans over there. The amount of missiles, more and more crabs are using that trick of, oh, I'm just going to sit here on the edge of this plateau and just shoot a bunch of you. It says, I have the high ground. This is just the amount of devastation from one crab against a bunch of colossus, a bunch of cruisers is just ridiculous. But Team 2 is actually pushing against Team 1. You would figure they would just kind of sit back and relax, but 1 fat boy and 2 crabs versus 2 crabs. Definitely will go with the fat boy and 2 crabs. There's a lot of mass points to grab on the eastern side of the map in general and on Team 2 side of things. Colossus, all that mass is being funneled into experimentals, and I think that's such a... I mean, granted, given what we know as the viewers, as the casters, this is almost in the green. We're approaching the hour mark. That's very, very not great. I'm going to speed it up just a little bit, up to 3. Because, again, it's kind of just hanging out, not really doing a whole lot for both teams. We're waiting for what Team 2 ends up doing with that mavor that's been almost done. Then the 7,000 range and is climbing very quickly. We have a spy plane just hanging out. We do have the first summit, it looks like. Oh, actually, second summit. And the engineer is going to scoop up the, the cruisers. Oh, that's never fun to watch. Those cruisers were built by Team 2, and they will stay in Team 2's hands, says that summit. Missiles raining in onto that spy plane. Oh, it's dead. Joker has finished the experimental, and it's now going to target, I'm assuming, the air facility, or the SMD, or the PGens, or something. And just in terms of Team 2 versus Team 1, Team 1 has a lot of infrastructure versus Team... Do not tell me you're using the mavor against boats. That would not be the best sort of engagement there. 3 crabs for the fence. I would definitely bet on the crabs for Team 1 versus the fat boy and crabs for Team 2. And the mavor is firing... What's it going after? Wait, no, that's definitely... You going after a Lobo? Oh, that Lobo's gotta hurt. What are you targeting with that thing? No. No, okay, now it's attacking the main base. Is that, wait, hold on. Was that a separate artillery? Hold on. Is there just a Duke in there that I just completely missed? There's T2 artillery right here. These clink cameras. I don't see anything else. But the attack in the northeast has commenced, forcing back Team 1's Navy into this little narrow neck of water. The summits have been all but dealt with. There's one more left. This could be the, saving grace that Team 2's Navy needs. And now the land is being pushed once again with 4 crabs and a Colossus versus 3 crabs. We saw the mavor fire just raining across the skies, taking out the air facility, not even the air grid. Oh, takes out a couple of engineers and a PGen. But the naval fleet is commencing further and further closer, or marching further and further closer. We do see laser coming on the cards here for Herschel. First crab for Team 2 is down, facing a bunch of Ravager spam here now. Colossus still trying to get in range. Lots of PD, lots of defenses were built up over a long period of time, and so assaulting it is going to be a heavy toll. We do see artillery and missiles trying to diminish the attack power from these Ravagers, but the shields are being built as fast as the Ravagers are being built. The crabs are now coming into range. The second crab for Team 2 is down. They have a Colossus and 2 crabs left. The first crab does look like will perish here pretty soon. We'll crash land on some zappers, though. That'll take out some of those defenses. Gunships being brought forth to help assist. The Colossus now in range of taking out those Ravagers, focusing the RASCOMs, going for a cascade explosion. Now those RASCOMs are spamming up T2 PD. Now the last crab is about to fall. Fat Boy is retreating as we speak. Team 1 suffered 1 crab loss to Team 2's 4 crabs. Nuke being launched here by Team 2, and the SMD fell, and it's, that's the only, that was the only SMD. Why was that the only SMD for Team 1? What? Why was it here and not like, oh no, there's one right here, but it was just newly built. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Oh, is it gonna be close though? Is it gonna be close enough? It's not close enough. There's missed opportunity to go after the mavor. Oh no. Oh, there's another nuke back here though. That could be enough. Team 1 does have an SMD. It's severely wounded. Not a lot of build power nearby. Mavor is still going after the rear infrastructure here for Team 2 to edge. So where are you aiming, says Noble. Oh, the comm of Joker is retreating. Oh, and also kaboom. That nuke sub is coming into range. It needs to come over here and hit that mavor. He knows that the nuke landed, which means the SMD is not loaded, and it's not being assisted as well. This is very, very dangerous here for Team 1. They should have, they went after the SMD, to be fair, and that was the main target, which they got, surprisingly. Sounds like Noble Ice is talking about taking out the power and building another facility, a T3 facility, just outright. Another nuke is launched. Does it go straight for the mavor? Yes, it does. A little bit farther over. The SMD being hurriedly built and loaded. Unfortunately, it's not going to be enough. This mavor will fall 1 hour, 2 minutes almost 2 minutes in this game, and it is going to be very, very juicy for Team 2's Corlex. This is one of the reasons why the game lasts so long, because Team 1's game ender ends up getting nuked. Kaboom! Takes out some RASCOMs, takes out all the shielding, almost takes out the quantum gateway though. A lot of PD, some PD was caught up in that explosion, but that's gotta hurt. Team 2 has those sub. Oh, another nuke could be launched right now if he notices. Hey, Corlex. Hey, you have a thing. You should launch your nuke. 78, almost 8,000 mass killed. You should launch your nuke while you have the chance. Corlex. Corlex. Don't. Nope. Okay, never mind. There is a naval fleet of T2 Coopers as well as some frigates. Is that it? Just Coopers? Like Coopers and frigates. Oh, there is a summit, but that's really, at least that's the naval fleet moving in. The air grid is still perfectly fine, and now they're going to build something else, I'm assuming, with all these engineers. ASF's pushing their advantage once again. Team 2's trying to hold on to whatever they had left. A lot of T2 facilities, and they're going to upgrade to T3 mechs as we speak. The nuke subs are, let's see, that is a Salem, that is dead. Let's see, there's one nuke sub there. Did the other one die? Oh, I thought there were two. I swear there were two of them. Maybe he loaded? No, because he would have just fired all three. No, that wasn't it. That's kind of weird. Oh. No, maybe that. No, that's not it. Interesting. Anyway, nuke sub is loaded, so that does give a lot of momentum to the land game here. A lot of the defenses still held. There's two crabs still in defense with a bunch of Ravager spam, so we'll be able to hold a nice front line with a bunch of these Gunthers to the north and Clink Hammers to the west. Lots of T2 artillery to fight off those experimentals, those slow ones at least. Which I guess they're all... Oh, the Monkey Lord's kind of fast. But all of the AA from the nearby destroys. And Herschel gets killed off by Corlex due to bombers? Well, there's a couple Pigeons that went up in smoke, but this one's kind of close to him. But now it's a 1v1. Maybe he didn't... I mean, maybe he killed himself when he destroyed all the Pigeons, but there's a couple Revenants nearby. Maybe that's what killed him? Could you possibly break through with the Megas? Need some flak. Is he using Nuke Sub? Yes, he has to be using Nuke Sub. Merge the Nuke Sub, says Ferdinand. More Sams going for strats. Ferdinand providing some man in the chair advice. 1 hour, 4 minutes in this game. I'm going to speed it back up to 3 because it's kind of getting a little slow once again. I don't see any... That's a lot of engineers. That is a lot of engineers. And they're T3 too. That's a lot of build power. I don't see much of anything. Gunships running around. Fleet moving in the east. We have one summit and a bunch of Coopers versus some sub-hunters. Killers. Nuke launching one... Oh, okay. If you're... Okay, you didn't go... I was like, are you going to go after those... broadswords, which he did not. Nuke is landing. I'll slow it down. Does look like it was shot down. No? Wait, the nuke... Wait, did I miss... I didn't miss it. It looks like it was... Yeah, it was shot down with all that support. It looks like... Because he did launch it, and you want... Oh! No, because that... No, that's a calm death. Gunships were taken out. Not really... that much of an attack where you run it straight into your enemy with a lot of AA support. The fleet in the northeast has been taken out by Team 2s, and actually it's the Corlex versus Joker. Pretty well even matched, 1550 versus 501, so pretty dead even. And in terms of mass per second, pretty close. Team 1 at 700, Team 2 at 600. Pretty close considering the reclaim, though. Team 2 now has sailed ahead at 317,000 versus 225,000. I don't see... Oh, that's enough support. I think they had enough to stave off that incoming nuke. But now that the nuke sub is almost loaded, if it doesn't get more assistance, lots of... Now we see the... Actually, another nuke sub over here to the east. This one's almost loaded. Wait. No, there was two of them. Where were you? Where were you hiding? Huh? Where was the other one hiding? This one is loaded. Essentially, this one is... two nukes almost loaded here. No one went... I was going to say no one really went for satellite, but never mind. Another satellite. Oh, this is it. Just spam the satellites. That is definitely an idea. Team 2, if you don't notice that, that is very, very bad. The... Oh, experimentals are charging the middle, though. We have 3 Colossus and 4 crabs and 2 fat boys. They've almost doubled or almost tripled in size. There's another crab on its way. The satellites are targeting the fat boys. The Colossus should probably go first, followed by the crabs. Looks like the Fat Boy shield is about to fall. Fat Boy on the front line's actually almost done, surprisingly. But I don't know if that will finish. It might finish and then barely die, or barely get some shots off. Those look like targets go down. Fat Boy just barely finishes. Colossus need to keep moving. They cannot stand still. This is a charging attack. We see... There goes the transport. I love the fact when like these Dragonfly or other transports get killed because they just get sucked up by the Colossus. One crab is down. Second crab will fall here pretty shortly, especially with that Pigeon nearby. Lots of artillery, lots of Ravagers. 2 Colossus already down. Third one about to fall. The crabs are moving in to intercept as well. That death of Colossus will take out a couple of artillery. The crab will also take out artillery. All of it is down. 4 crabs still alive. 3 Fat Boys for defense. We have missiles coming in from the south, taking out some shields and other defenses. We have 3 of these Novaxes being spammed up. Probably needs like 3 or 4 more, honestly. We have Nukes to the northeast hanging out. Another one about to finish loading. SMD loaded, SMD not loaded, SMD not loaded. Not a lot of defenses. Another crab falls. Only 2 crabs left. One more about to die. Only one. Actually, there's another one back here. But lots and lots of defenses. That's a lot more mass for Team 1 to scoop up. They wanted to target the SMD. That is the main target. Oh, a couple more shields to go on through. They're targeting the Rascon. Oh, it doesn't get taken out. That has got to suck. Shields are falling here to the south, but there's one more crab. Fat Boys, gunships, strat bombers, anything and everything. The hit points are falling very quickly for this megalith, and it is DED. That thing is dead. That thing is not coming back to life. That thing is not going anywhere. That is a lot of gunships to deal with in the northeast. The Plan B is just kind of hanging out. This one isn't finished. How is this one not done? This one is done. How is this one not done? Is it paused? I feel like it's paused. Because I feel like that's like pretty close to finish. Unless it'll finish as I zoom away. No. The attack has commenced again. Lots of AA coming off of these aircraft carriers. There's a lot of broadswords as well. We have a bunch of these galaxies going after these Coopers here in the water. Team 1 now going to scoop up a bunch of mass. 4th satellite on the way here for Team 1's Joker, or at least the only player on Team 1. Satellite's taking out the summits in the water. They took out all the cruisers already. Team 2, so close. So close. 1 hour, 10, almost 11 minutes in this game. One new SMD is loaded. And that's really the only threat. Once this one is gone, there's one that's not even loaded and not even loaded. But Team 1 still holding the advantage here for now. The range of the nuke is the red. It could easily move westward and take out this SMD, target SMD. He's focused on Navy anyway, says Ferdin. I mean, ASFs or strap bombers might be the way to go here. There's no AA coverage on this western side. And yeah, it's just satellites all day here for Joker, because why not? If Joker builds enough, that's it. That's game over. And teleporter is started here for Coralex here at 1 hour 11 minutes in this game. I'm going to speed this back up because not really anything super exciting is going on. We have another satellite linking up with the other 3. They're going after P-Gens, I'm assuming. Nope, just that one engineer for some reason. Just that one lonely engineer. It didn't do anything to anybody. Drop bombers coming in. Why would you come in from the east? You should come in from the south. Another satellite has been finished. They're being built very quickly. And now they're just, coming in from the east. Targeting the SMD, I'm assuming. But they're not going to get through that shielding with the Fat Boy support as well. You need 30 of them, maybe. Gunship's not really doing a whole lot. Now they're even landing so that other units can take them out. Pigeons are definitely the target here for Team 1's Joker. Wanting to reduce the eco for his opponent. And the Pigeon, the amount of excess power, not a lot. T3 facility going down. T3 Mechs is going down. Not looking good here. Or Mavor, the strats, says Ferdin. Mazer, not Mavor. Teleporter still not being built. If he wants to build it sooner rather than later is definitely the way to go. Nuke finally launching here in the north. This other nuke is not loaded. I thought it was loaded, but I guess not. It's gonna... Where'd it go? Where'd the nuke go? It didn't get shot down. Where did the nuke go? The nuke did disappear. I don't see the nuke.
That's very weird. Now it has 2 lead. Didn't fire anything off. That's weird. Where did the nuke go? Another satellite built here for Joker. Gunships have dealt a decent amount of damage against the Navy in the north. 1 hour, 15 minutes. You can push through Navy. Yep, that's definitely what you can do. Go after the facilities in the rear. Satellites just ripping through the base here for Coralex. He really doesn't have a whole lot left. TMD says Herschel or Herschel. Galaxy in the middle here, going to get bombarded by FAF fire though, and a lot of those shots are missing just due to the incline of the cliffside. Oh, that Galaxy's being ripped to shreds. There it goes. Cooper's trying to hold off the advance of this Galaxy class warships. T2 Shield says Herschel, yep, trying to protect his satellite investment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Possibility of 13. I don't know where that nuke went. It must have been shot down, but I don't know by what. Because I didn't even see the icon. It's kind of weird. Nuke here, I guess. Says Ferdinand. Yep, well, I would assume that, yes. If you can get into the rear with the... Yep, there he is. The plan B is right here. Is it loaded is the question, and I don't think it is. You need to load that. And not really going well for that thing. They are in range of the Galaxies though, so the satellites will start falling out of the sky in the south, but it does look like defense satellites are being used again as defense satellites. More shields are being built. We do see a crab through the middle as well as a Colossus. They don't take out the SMD. The Colossus immediately destroyed. I actually will slow it back down because there is some nice action going on. One of the satellites is down. Does look like the shields are trying to stay online as best they can. Now they're actually going to probably target the power grid. That's probably a better idea, honestly. We do have more ships down south. This T3 facility is still online and is about to finish a summit as well. So definitely a missed opportunity for those gunships to go after that. Teleporter still not being built. Gunships running around. This thing still has not finished its nuke. I don't know why it's not finishing it, but... who knows? Maybe he's not actually loading it. He should. Well, oh no, should have loaded it. That's. Where is the other one? Does the other one get destroyed? I don't see it anywhere. But all the forces have been diminished. The shield did hold on. The Plan B will retreat, but the naval forces for Team 1 have been knocked out. But Team 2 is about to lose everything with all of those satellites. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 satellites is a lot of satellites. PGens not being the main target, therefore the energy reserve still online. And even if they were taken out, 29,000, each one is 2,500. You'd have to take out essentially 12 or 13, and most of them are actually underneath shield coverage down here. So feel like the game is really only going in one direction now. I'm going to speed it up. Very weird game, very much back and forth. Didn't really know who's going to win. Maybe leave the nukes up at the top left corner. It's ready. It says Coralex. You need to get it out of range of an SMD. That one is loaded. You need to get it to move westward. It does look like they're going after whatever's in the water up north. That is the nuke sub. It is nuking as we speak, and it won't launch. Oh. I don't know why it didn't went off. It had like 10 seconds. No E for stealth. Yeah, there went that nuke. That nuke sub. That's got to hurt. And this is Team 1's victory right here, with the satellites just killing taking out every engineer, every unit, everything. Look at when you watch it at +3 speed, it looks like it's having an aneurysm. Just like, just target everything. Target T2 Mechs, T2 PD. Target the Mechs, target the engineers, target the everything. Comm didn't load the teleporter, so unfortunately, will not be able to go after Comm, even if he tried to. A lot of PD in the middle of that base. And that is not really going to go well. I feel like a control K might occur. Teleporter's not going to happen. The base is ripped to shreds for Corlex. It was a good game between both teams, between both players. And it's just not going to be on the cards. I don't know what the ping is for. Oh, go after the facility, it looks like. And once this T3 Naval facility is gone, that might just be it. There it goes. Ripped to shreds. Almost instantaneous. Joker wins the game. Team 2's Corlex does depart, or Control K, whatever the case may be. That is the game, everyone. Let me know down in the comments who you thought was going to win in the beginning and whether you were right or wrong. Let me know what your favorite moments of the game was. Hit that like button, hit the sub button, hit the share button, share it with anybody and everyone, including your dog, your cat, your chicken, your turtle, your hamster, your chinchilla, your chupacabra, whatever the case may be. And in terms of MVP, MUP, I feel like giving it to Joker. I mean, he did a really good job. Obviously, he was the last man standing in the game. He held off a huge incursion for a long period of time, built up a mavor, lost the mavor, and then just said, forget it, I'm going to build satellites, and then just won the game. Essentially, really, it was the defenses holding off not one but two major attacks. I mean, it was the third one, but the third one doesn't really count. The first two major attacks definitely were what cemented his win. Lots of mass to scoop up and lots of mass to funnel into this. Essentially what Team 2's Corlex should have done with like a Scathis or whatever the case may be. So, again, missed opportunity there, but you live and you learn and that sort of thing. Again, thank you so much for watching. Please like and comment down below what your favorite moment of the video was, and I will see all of you in the next one.